Hello, and thank you for watching this May 16th weather update brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. My name is Eric Snodgrass, and I'm a senior atmospheric scientist and co-founder of Agrible. All attention last week was given to the potential for a widespread frost. The National Weather Service issued frost advisories and freeze warnings for a large part of the northern Corn Belt. In last week's video, I forecast the cold air this past weekend, but I stated that a large-scale frost for the whole Corn Belt was not very likely. So the big question is, which parts of the Corn Belt actually hit freezing? This map was valid right before sunrise on Sunday morning. The coldest time for most days is the moments before sunrise. This is the coldest time of day because once the sun sets each night, the Earth radiates long-wave thermal infrared radiation back into the atmosphere and towards space. As the ground loses this energy, it cools. And because 6 a.m. is just before sunrise, you've had your maximum amount of cooling happening overnight. Well, blue on this map represents regions with an air temperature of 32 degrees Fahrenheit or below right before the sun rose on Sunday morning. Essentially, central Wisconsin was the only region with widespread freezing temperatures on Sunday morning. This cool pocket of air only lasted from about 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., and then as the sun came up, the temperatures headed for the 40s and 50s. A lot of these sub-freezing temperatures in central Wisconsin were the consequence of a process called cold air drainage. I'm sure you've seen a field where fog filled the low-lying areas. Why does this happen? Cold air is more dense than warm air, and as a result, settles into the lowest spots on the ground. As the air temperature falls, it eventually reaches the dew point temperature and saturates the air near the ground. The result of this is the formation of what is called radiation fog. Aiding in the formation of this fog are clear skies. Cloudy nights are warmer nights because the clouds will absorb the thermal radiation and radiate it and push it back toward the Earth, keeping it warm. This map gives us an example of what cold air drainage looks like. The color coding on this map represents temperature, and we can clearly see how the colder air settles into the valleys while the higher ground remains warm. In Wisconsin, a lot of this cold air was draining into the lowlands in central Wisconsin, as well as the valleys in the Wisconsin dells. This same air is mostly clear of clouds on Sunday morning, while a big section of the Corn Belt had decent cloud cover. While we aren't concerned for corn, given that the growing point is still below ground and we're not yet to the V5 stage, we are concerned with the fact that many have been putting in beans since this recent price rally. According to the USDA, some northern states are really moving forward with planting. Still, I am not expecting much damage given that the soil temperatures were well above 40 degrees and a lot of this colder air hit a region that doesn't have a lot of intensive agriculture. In Wisconsin, though, planting progress for beans as reported last Monday, which was the latest map available when I produced this video, showed that about 18% of the crop was in the ground. So what are we looking for in terms of temperatures this week? Well, after the cold weekend, we see the cooler air pushing east and warmer air moving back into the plains and Midwest. This graph shows high and low temperatures for the next 8 days for Davenport, Iowa. We see a persistent warming pattern in the central United States, with highs in Davenport getting past 70 degrees by midweek. In terms of precipitation, starting early Tuesday morning, precipitation spreads from Colorado through Kansas and Oklahoma, and then east through Missouri and Illinois. Missouri needs this rain as they have been dry for the last 30 days. This dryness has helped them get way ahead in terms of planting, but it has also pushed them into the first few stages of drought. While after the rain pushes through the southern part of the Corn Belt, things dry out again from Wednesday through next weekend. One thing to keep in the back of your mind, though, weather patterns in the long-range outlook are looking to have a higher probability of severe storms, especially in the southern plains. We need to keep an eye out for how these severe weather patterns evolve, as it can potentially push east into the Corn Belt. However, this is all kind of in the longer outlook. Here's what we are expecting, though, for the next 7 days of accumulated rain. Most of the rain in the central plains through the Ohio River Valley is the rain that's going to be coming through on Monday night into Tuesday, but Texas and Louisiana will have showers and storms nearly every day this week. This graphic shows you what the National Weather Service is calling for Dallas-Fort Worth, and we can clearly see that Monday through Thursday, there's a high probability of storms every single day. So we're looking for a real soaker in the southern plains, especially in eastern Texas. Now, speaking of rain, in Argentina, heavy rainfall in April may have potentially caused a 5 million metric ton loss in soybeans. Add that to the current dryness in central Brazil that's affecting the winter safrinha crop, and both will have an effect on global supplies to a degree more than what the market thought about 3 months ago. Well, as always, we at Agrible will bring you the latest and best weather forecast information through our morning farm report so that you can efficiently plan your operations. We thank you for your attention and hope you look forward to our next weather video update. Thank you.